bottle of wine. Grab your favorite glass, pour a couple of fingers of scotch in it. Get that stick, light it, and blow. It's time to hang with Steel Sharpened Steel After Dark.
Hey, Sharpies. How y'all doing? It's me. It's your girl, Joy. And I am not here alone. I got some of my co-hosts in the background doing their thing. But while they get themselves together, my show, do what I want, which is why we had the After Dark intro. But I am going to bring everybody in. But I got a little thing I want to talk to y'all about first. And so I'm going to start off by, whoops, and then one of them just left. So it is me now, hence the After Dark, because we did so much celebrating last week for the confirmation of Judge Brown Jackson that, they still trying to get recombobulated. Yeah, that's the word I'm going to put up today. They're trying to get recombobulated. And so I'm going to share something with you. So for the last few months, I have been going through some medical issues. I didn't know I was going through medical issues. And so the reason I am sharing this tonight is because Black women, you know how they say you always need to advocate for yourself and you always need to make sure that you are getting yourself the best care. It starts with you. It starts with you recognizing that you need it and that it ain't just what you think it is. And so the reason that I am having surgery this Monday is that I went to my doctor and I said, you know what, doc? I ain't about to be that chick sitting up in my house, dying, drinking ginger ale and crackers, taking apple cider vinegar. I'm going to do better. And she was like, well, I'm glad you came in. Let's take a look at it. And what they discovered, what I thought was just me being fat, turned out to be a 16-pound ovarian cyst. Now, for those of you who have had children, you understand that most babies come out around 8 to 10 pounds. I am carrying fucking twins in my stomach, and I didn't even know. It puts a whole new light on that show. I didn't know I was pregnant. I kind of get it now. Because at first I was like, how do you not know? I've been doing sit-ups. I've been doing elimination diets. I stopped drinking milk. I started trying to work out, do a longer cardio. I look great. The clavicles is popping, right? Everything is looking great. Howsoever, let me show you some bullshit. This is what I look like below the camera. You see this? You see how fucking stupid this is? Tell me I don't look pregnant. I had people coming around like, when are you due? I'm not fucking pregnant. And finally, I just leaned into it. And so to give you a scientific view of it, I had to recreate the CT scans that my doctor gave me because I didn't want to put my medical business out on the internet. But so here's my artistic rendition of my CT scans. Look at this. So if you look at me from the side, so remember, this was the side view, right? If you look at me from the side, those are my boobs. And the rest of that is a gigantic 13-inch by 10-inch or more cyst. That's just what they could see. And the one on the right, this is me trying to tell you what it is because I am not an artist. The one on the right, all of that is my colon got pushed out the way, just like if you had a baby. My liver is up in my diaphragm. I don't know where my stomach is, but all I know is I can't eat a whole lot. And so I'm thinking, oh, I'm doing great. I'm doing great because I'm losing weight because, this is going to work. And said, yo, look at this bullshit. It's fucking crazy. And I'm cussing a lot because I can. But, you got to make the most of it. And since everybody thought I was pregnant, I went to the movies on Sunday with my ex-boyfriend, James. And I got to say, James is a good sport because we went to see the movie and then trying to get out of the chair, I couldn't rock myself up. And I was like, help me up. And then I was like, tie my shoe. And so all the ushers were just smiling like, "Aw, that's so sweet." So I pretended to be pregnant for the rest of the day. Look at this. And this right here, this is the face of a trooper. He really didn't want to have nothing to do with me. And so thank you, James, for playing along all through Target on Sunday when I kept telling everybody it was your fault and we was only having one. So now all of this is to say, I've always thought I was overweight. I always thought, oh, it's just, it's just my diet. I just need to eat some more salad and kale. The amount of kale I have had in the last 6 months is ridiculous. But sometimes you need to stop with the ginger ale and crackers, and you need to take your ass to the doctor so they can figure out what's wrong with you. And so everybody else out there who is thinking, oh, you know what, I'll just sleep it off, I'll get some Advil or whatever. Do not underestimate the power of your body to do something real stupid to you, and you need to go get your standard checkups. And so with that, I'm bring my boy Chuck in, who's been sitting there. You should see his faces. I can see him off screen. He's been there like, God dang. So, hey Chuck, how you doing?
Hey Joy, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, you're a little low, but I can hear you. But look,
Okay.
look at it. Sweet Jesus, exactly.
Yeah, man. I'm having all kind of technical difficulties down here, but the good thing is that I'm glad that you're okay. And I really appreciate you for bringing this to light, because again, sometimes you never know what you're saying just might have an impact on somebody who's watching, or somebody who's watching might know somebody who's going through it, might be able to advise a friend. And so that's crucial. And my sincere prayers are that, the procedure goes well for you next week, and that, hey, that everything will be okay. So thanks for sharing that today.
Sure. I'm just glad that I'm dealing with it. I'm glad that. So here's another thing, and I absolutely guarantee you this was Black girl magic privilege. So because I'm self-employed, I have Obamacare. Like I use the healthcare marketplace of my insurance, and because I thought I was fine last year, I moved from Anthem Blue Cross to Kaiser Permanente to save like $50 on my premium, right? Which isn't a problem because Kaiser has been good to me. But when I moved, I didn't realize that my old doctor wasn't on my new insurance, and so I went to her and ordered CT scans and all this other stuff, and then I got these bills like, wait, you want how much money? What? And she told me, you got to get this. You got to go to a gynecological oncologist. And I was like, wait, am I dying? She goes, no, you're not dying, but you got to get this checked out. And she told me, come get all your labs, come get all these printouts and take them to a doctor in your network. So you ain't got to pay all these out-of-pocket expenses. And I text my friends. And now here's where the Black girl magic privilege comes in. All three of my really good friends, psychiatrists, neonatologists, pediatric anesthesiologists. I got Black girl doctors all around me. And I just text them, y'all, I got a massive cyst. Y'all pray for me. I'm getting phone calls. What the hell? What the hell? Send me the scan. What does it look like? Show it to me. Okay. Whose insurance you went? Oh, I know somebody. I'm gonna call my girl. She live in Atlanta. I got this. And they hooked me up. Turns out I had gone on vacation with a couple of their doctor friends like a few years ago who was like, oh, Joy, I remember her. Yeah, send me her scans. And so I got a referral. I got in to see a doctor. I went from don't nobody at Kaiser know me to having at the end of March to having surgery scheduled for this Monday. Amen. And if I hadn't had all of these women around me covering me and protecting me, it could have. When I first went on Kaiser's website, they're like, we could get you your first appointment maybe towards the end of May.
Yeah.
So tell me, won't it do it? Black women be saving the world and me.
No doubt. And again, that is such a powerful testimony, Joy. And it's funny because on a similar vein, I made a post about maybe a month or two ago where I was talking about, the Black girl magic mantra and what have you. And I was explaining how my personal physician is a woman, my personal lawyer is a woman, my accountant's a woman, and all Black women, right? And I remember I had somebody stepped into my DM, a white colleague of mine, who was like, Chuck, don't you think that's a little bit racist that I'm like, man, if you don't get out my face with that mess, it's not racist in any stretch of the imagination. It's actually just celebrating who we are, celebrating the fact that, many of us are only 1 or 2 generations removed from being agricultural workers. I know I am in my family. The help, like you say, both, no shame. Both of my grandmothers were maids. My grandfathers and uncles were all sharecroppers on my mother's side. On my father's side, laborers, construction laborers, brick masons. And that's honorable, wonderful work. But, we just didn't come from 5, 6, 7, 8 generations of college graduates, or where, you know, like, hey, the doctor next is we didn't grow up like that. And so what's so fascinating now is that our generation and succeeding generations will grow up being able to tap into that network that you just spoke about, or whatever it is that's going on. We have a built-in, I know somebody who knows somebody, and next thing you know, mountains are moved. So again, a powerful testimony, Joy. And that's one of the things that I love about you, I love about this program, and all of us. We strive to be transparent, and we don't always get it right. We don't always think the right thoughts, say the right things, but we're real. We're 100% real. And when we don't get it right, I love how all of us are humble enough to say, you know what, I didn't quite do that right. And so again, saying all that to say, man, y'all Sharpies continue to cover Sister Joy with prayer and with all the love, and you're going to be just fine. And keep doing you, okay? And the picture with you and your ex-boyfriend is priceless. I
was acting such an ass on Sunday, so I saw like some random woman outside, like, excuse me, can you take a picture of us? And he was like,
yeah, like, what the right. Okay. No, that's real. So hey, is it just the two of us today? Is it just a Spell House thing? Where
it's gonna be a Spell House thing. So again, in that whole vein of self-care and advocating, our girl Sharon said she wasn't feeling too good, so she's going to get herself checked out, which as you should. Good. And but she'll be okay. But she's like, I'm just gonna get checked out. And then Dr. Lightskin is somewhere. He was here earlier, but he was having technical issues. So I think he rebooted his whole thing, trying to get for another location. He'll be back. He'll be back in a minute. But yeah, so we running the boards until it's me and you. Just me and you.
I know that's right. Okay. That's one of the dopest songs. And every time I hear it, when it comes in, when that beat drops, it always takes me back to Boys in the Hood. Yes. And because of the montage, because that all takes us all back to our high school days, our early college days, and what have you. And so that's just a good feeling. I don't know if you saw this, but I saw yesterday on the Book of Faces where there was a montage of pictures. Hey, there's Sister Sharon. What's happening?
Look, I've been listening from the time the countdown started. And in these last, 15, 20 minutes of her opening, I'm scrambling, getting out my bed. I'm like, I ain't that damn sick. I got to come hold my sister down.
Amen.
Joy, I love you. I love your vulnerability. And y'all excuse me for looking crazy because I was under the bed. Okay.
That's a song for you.
My 24-hour bug, I could not let this moment pass you after that amazing disclosure, honesty, fullness of the heart. You did not have to invite us in like that. And I know that's also part of the therapy. And also, going in the face what you're going to face. So yes, people, excuse me, but at least I do blend into my couch. And I could not be here for you, sis.
Amen.
So I apologize, Sharpies, for my rawness, but I'm only here for my sister right now. And God bless you. We're gonna be praying around the clock, but you're already owning your power. You stepped up to the charge. God surrounded you with amazing people that's gonna help you heal, both medical professionals and us crazy friends of yours.
Amen.
But that was some serious vulnerability, and we love you.
Thank you.
No doubt.
And shout out to Anthony. Anthony be coming in for the intro was done. Anthony's like, I'm here. Shout out to our number one. He's our number one day one. Appreciate you, man.
Amen.
And,
Amen.
One more thing I will say. Sharon, you do look great.
You look great.
I don't have a thank y'all for appeasing me. This is called raw. This ain't, I will say raw dog, but this is raw.
Raw. Yes. And let me tell you, none of my clothes was fitting. Everything was like rolling down. I had jeans that was rolling down like tights that's too tight, like just buckled on me. And I found this meme. I was like, this is my life right now. Like, I can't come because all my clothes look stupid on me.
Kermit, what's happening, Kermit?
And I had So one of the reasons that this is happening is, I'm 48 and I'm starting to, I believe, get perimenopausal. And so all the hormones and everything. Today, I went from, hey, this is going to be great, to, wow, I'm having a good day, to, you know what, you can go straight to hell, to, I don't know. All from like 7:30 to 9:45 this morning. And then like somebody else was like, how you doing? I was like, I'm fine. I'm good. I don't know what's happening. I saw a Subaru commercial and I was like, oh, she going to college. Like, it's just a mess. So again, one of those indicators for women, like if you're over 45 and all of a sudden you find yourself wanting to beat somebody to a pulp and simultaneously cry, and you might even be a little horny too, all of that, go to the doctor. There's things happening.
Oh, yeah. Maybe we need to extend some of that grace to our brother Will Smith too. Maybe that's what it is. 52, 53, and
don't sleep. Men have hormonal changes too.
Oh, yeah, swung on dude, and that's never been Will. Will's not a violent type.
Right.
So.
Acting out of character.
Yeah. I understand. I do.
I think the making of slightly shifting. I think the making of Bel-Air caused him that much more than hormones. I hadn't seen Bel-Air at all prior to the slap.
Oh,
I know weeks ago, none of it, right?
Okay.
So, Chuck opened it up. All of y'all talked about it, but I was, coming in and out because I couldn't relate. And I finally figured out how to activate my Peacock, showing my age. And I was like, oh, because they kept showing me the trailer. So I was like, I got every channel and I don't have time to figure this out. Well, I got curious enough after the slap. And why is episode 1 and 2 100% of what 53-year-old Will did, emulating his 16-year-old self?
Absolutely.
So I don't know why people have not dissected that as much. Chuck, I heard that you did it.
Yeah.
But Major T, it was episode 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
He starts off making badass decisions, trying to keep respect that never was in question. Yeah, all of that.
And he was a quote unquote good dude. Right. And was, so, I don't know how much of Bel-Air is completely true, but I know psychologically, as the executive producer, he was acting out episode 1 and 2. So the art imitating life, or life imitating art, he misplaced it, talking about with King Richard. That was Bel-Air.
That was Bel-Air.
It really was. It really was. And it was funny because you could tell a couple of weeks ago, it looked like Venus and Serena both wanted to say, keep our daddy's name out your mouth to Will. Because, but I think, again, by the point he made his acceptance speech, Will was gone. He was, and anybody that's ever lost it, and I think all three of us at some point in time on this panel have lost it. When you lose it, it's hard to dial it back in. So I'm able to give him more grace on the speech, if you follow where I'm coming from, because it's like his mind was way elsewhere at that point. So I'm not sure he even knew what was coming out of his mouth, if you get
that part. Yeah, it wasn't prepared. It was very raw. I think it was misunderstood. Like as I was listening to it, context and even verb tense matters. People were hearing him say, I got to protect Ingenue. I got to protect these girls who are playing with Venus and Serena. And they're hearing, I have to do this. And what I heard was, I had the privilege to pretend. I got to do this for the first time because I failed my mom and Janet Hubert on the first Fresh Prince, and my wife. I failed them, but I got to pretend to do it in this movie. And then coming back to where I have a real life chance to do it, he pulled a 16-year-old Fresh Prince and went way left, and just a hot mess.
Yeah.
So, the last time we had a show, I told you how I came across the table on somebody over a game of spades. We all have. Matter of fact, if I hadn't been quarantining in my house today because I'm trying to quarantine until I have surgery, I might have laid hands on somebody. I was that mad this morning. I was like, it was all over the place.
But I don't know if y'all got a chance to see DL Hughley. He made a very interesting point about it that sticks with me, which is when one person's trauma, one black man's trauma, meets with another black man's trauma. And I thought that was just a profound commentary in regards to, listen, we all have problems. Like, if you've got somebody that's a Sharpie who's thinking, no, Chuck, I'm perfect, then God bless you. But everybody I know and cool with, we all could use some couch time. We all have some pent up frustrations about this, that, or the third. And the problem is when my pent up frustrations meets the next guy's pent up frustrations, and that's when clashing happens.
Pop rocks and coke, man.
No doubt, man.
Yeah.
No doubt. So yeah, but we've got to be able to extend some grace to each other, some love. I see Manute came in. We've got Albie Shore on the yes, exactly. Raise it up. So it's all good. So I'm looking forward to a show tonight. Now, are we going to talk about that foolishness that happened at Howard at some point in time with the plots?
Yeah. Yeah, we got all that lined up. But there's one thing that we don't have. That was an earlier comment. I saw it scroll by. I'm gonna see if I can find it about the ratchetness with Kim Kardashian and their child has discovered the sex. So here. So apparently, Kim Ye's son found out about the Ray J video.
How old is that boy?
I don't know.
Man, oh man.
We can't hear you. What you saying?
He didn't know what it was.
Okay.
So he's one of the younger ones.
Okay.
Oh, okay, good. That's just like finding something in your dad's room and bringing it out like, I don't know what this is. Okay.
Yeah, but Joy, it's one thing, like when we grew up in the 70s and 80s, I remember when I discovered my old man's Playboy stash. And I'm going to tell you where I found it. It was, I was about 7 years old. And so we had a Mercury Brougham, a Ford Fairmont, and we had an old 1969 Volkswagen Bug that used to just sit in the yard. Like it was drivable, but nobody knows. And so I was fooling around in the one day. And you know, the old Volkswagens, the trunk used to be in the front, right? I don't know if y'all were ever around the Volkswagen, but the trunk was in the front, not in the back. And so I opened up the trunk one day and was like, whoa. And so I started sneaking, a couple of them into the house, and I must have been in second grade or third grade, and I saw things that I had never seen before, right? So that's one thing.
Hopefully.
Yeah, right. It's something totally different, though, to fool around on the net, and you see your mama and Ray J. I hate it for her, but we knew this day would come.
For sure.
There's no way to scrub that.
Right.
There's no way to scrub it.
But I remember it like it was yesterday, because we're 10 years her senior, pretty much, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I remember like it was yesterday. We were probably in our early 30s when she came on the scene with that foolishness. I remember, because we were age appropriate to have kids or just started having kids, us saying, so what you gonna do when you have children? I mean, I remember being in sister girl circles saying, if she thinks she's gonna stay that young forever, and she kicked off her career.
Oh yeah.
By leaking her own videos.
Yeah.
So is that what happened? I kind of felt like maybe because of the situation with Paris and Paris's video leaking, that this was kind of leaked, kind of like in a revenge porn thing by Ray J. But you're saying she dropped her own stuff?
She launched her career.
Oh yeah, no, I know the career was launched because of it. I just thought maybe she was making lemonade.
Listen to what I'm saying. She launched her career. She even said this week, that's the worst thing I've ever done, or it's the worst thing that's ever happened to me. But she didn't play victim. She was just like, how can I make it die? I mean, she has people spending millions of dollars trying to scrub the internet because the wealthy has a way of scrubbing their stuff.
True.
And she launched her porn stardom herself.
Yeah. Well, Ray J's porn stardom, allegedly.
Well, yes.
For those who allegedly saw it, she was whack, I'm told. Pretty much Ray J putting in all the work, or so I've heard, allegedly.
I've never seen.
Right.
I cannot refute you.
Right.
According to T-Pain, fellow Tallahassee,
right.
Ray J was definitely the person who was performing.
That's all I heard, right? Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
Really, Carla? Really? This is what we're doing today?
Oh, Lord. Not for president. Well, heck, run him against Trump. Couldn't be any worse.
Couldn't be any worse.
I mean,
Lord Jesus.
All Trump did was talk about grabbing him by the feet. Clearly, Ray J is a man of action.
Nope.
I knew I should have stayed in the beginning.
Lord Jesus.
Y'all that got it started now. Okay.
Don't talk about it. Be about it.
And it's on Good Friday. Oh, Good Friday too, y'all. Okay.
Great Friday. Not so good Friday for Chicago or whichever one of them kids. North, South, Western,
South by Southwest.
South by Southwestern, Chi-Town, the L.
Chirac, something.
Chirac, something. Right. One of them Kim Yashians. I'm sorry, bro. That's got to be tough. That's got to be tough.
Look, he knows my heart.
Amen. Grace, saved by grace, Joy. We saved by grace. It ain't by words. I promise you.
There it is.
But you know, we'll get off of that topic faster than he got off of her. But we'll get off of that topic and go to something. So I mentioned, like, you know, we had a moment as everybody was coming together to get recombobulated, since we were a little discombobulated last week, because we were all celebrating.
Yeah.
Hello.
There she go.
Can you see a brand new day? Can you see a brand new day? Everybody get up. Yeah.
Don't nobody know the words of that song.
No, I know. Come on, world. That's Michael Jackson's part.
Right.
There's a whole new way of living now. That's all I know.
Right. I got the Nipsey Russell. Hello, world.
That's right.
But yo, I am beyond proud. I am beyond excited. I can't wait to see the first clip of the room where she is adjudicating something with the rest of the SCOTUS and her sitting over there like, because this is gonna be the picture. This is all of y'all sit forward and smile for me. Because y'all gonna be the rest of the SCOTUS. Everybody's 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay. That's gonna be every picture.
Right.
And she knows what she endured. She knows what she endured, and y'all are gonna catch her wrath.
Yeah.
I think she was very clear. She is blackety black, okay? And she was raised blackety black. She's not, she understands her role, she understands her diplomacy, but when she gets sworn in, or she's already confirmed, it's gonna be a new day. She's gonna be unapologetic about owning that robe.
Yeah.
Right. I want to hear, during the swearing in, I wanted them to mic her up real good, because I want to hear, so help me God. Tick stuff right after, immediately after she gets sworn in. Yeah, it's gonna be great.
Amen.
Lord have mercy.
She is not here for shits and giggles at all. But I will say, whenever you have a Black person achieving, there's always one out here acting a whole ass fool.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about your boy Tim Scott.
Yeah.
Now, I had to put up this picture of them both, because look at how he even got his smile from his puppet master. I mean, whatever. You can't put up a picture of a puppet without the person with the hand up there.
Yeah, I mean, but also gums.
Yeah, teeth to gums ratio.
That is a 1-to-1 ratio right there.
Those are some mighty gums.
Yeah, he caught hell growing up.
I'm sure.
If he grew up around us, he got picked on from day one. Yeah, it was tough on Tim. But I still was disappointed, y'all. I mean,
for sure.
He's a conservative and all that crap. I get it, but the wrong side of history, bro. It's 40 years from now, when he's in his 80s, if he lives that long, and should he have children, he's going to have to explain over some BS too, right? There was nothing principled about the attacks on Ketanji Brown Jackson. So I don't get it.
Well, maybe Kim Ye's son can explain it to his kids.
Oh, Father God.
Chan.
But the challenge with all of that, colleagues, is he was, I mean, we've lived through all of our adult life, Clarence Thomas, right? I felt that
Thank you, CJ. You're right. We should
New
not
Jersey,
make fun of
what's
his
homeboy
physical
name?
appearance.
Cory Booker. Cory Booker was trying to do everything he could to pull him in, right?
He
And
did.
now we know
He
that
did.
was just gangster. That was Cory just trying to put him on the spot, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And kept, you know, he made me forget Warnock was a senator because he just kept speaking like him and Tim were the only two in the Senate. And at times he said, "Oh, we," right? So when I look at how he voted, and then what brought it to my attention, why I put up my meme, was he got on Fox News and went after Joy Reid, right, for trashing him, and it was beyond cooning, right? It was my God, people, we have spent the last 30 years with Clarence Thomas, and you think you just trying to fill his void?
Yeah.
You know, he's still here. Just let him be the only one.
Yeah.
But the way he went off on independent thinking, and that, it saddened me deeply, Chuck, to know 30 years later, we got a younger coon that is joining ranks with the older coon. And at a time in history, and I don't feel enough was made of it, right? That this Black man voted against the first Black woman. It ignited so much inside of me joy of Clarence Thomas. It gave me the creeps, right?
Yeah.
Just to think that we finally got a kinfolk, right, on the Supreme Court. We got two skinfolk, but we only got one kinfolk, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I could literally see the day where she may step out of her colors and you know, cut him in the most Harvard way that she can muster, because at the same time, what Jenny is doing, and Tim Scott, not to even, I mean, when you got Mitch Romney and two of the sister white girls doing the right thing, Collins and Murkowski, you Black man from South Carolina,
no pride,
couldn't do it for the record, and then all of a sudden, Tim Scott has a better chance to be in president. Really?
Right.
I mean, how can you sleep at night? Like, do y'all hate your mothers? It makes me wonder.
Yeah.
You know, how these blackity black skin folk people, right, sleep at night.
You know what?
Especially in 2022. It just disgusts me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, CJ came back and corrected us and said, do not make fun of his gums, just talk about his lack of ethics. You know, and she's right. Let's stick to the character and not to the physical. But I did wonder for a second, as Chuck was like, he'd been getting written about those gums his whole life. I have to wonder if there isn't some level of resentment towards most likely the Black community that rode his ass his whole young life, where he's always felt apart from us. Or if not fully, it was easy to convince him to leave us because we never showed him, you know, the love that he needed when he was younger. Because, you know, if you got something that you can't help, people will, there's no mercy. You know, I remember, I'm gonna say something real terrible.
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna say something real terrible. And I'm only saying it because I want to talk about how kids can be cruel, even when they're trying to be your friend. We had a kid in my middle school that I'm not sure exactly what it was, but I believe he had like burns on the side of his face.
Yeah.
He was cool. He always got picked first for like track and stuff because he could run real fast. Everybody was cool with him. To this day, I don't know that boy's name because we called him Crispy every day of his life.
Yeah.
Every day of his life. And he would answer to it. But I don't know what that did to his psyche. Now as a grown woman, I don't know how he really felt about that. You know, he was just
Joy, that's such a great point. And I think that what happens is when we look at childhood trauma, we all had something that we may have been picked on about, right? And it impacts people in different ways. Some people go deep within and hate themselves. Some people crack and clap back. Like, you know, I remember when I was younger, like I learned to be funny. I've heard you say the same thing, Joy, which is I'm like, I'm gonna talk about your mama, your grandmama. I don't care if your grandmammy dead. I was one of those kids, which is okay, you pick it on me, I'm on you, right? But again, you still think about it years later. Joy, real time, when we're talking about that, we're talking about the teeth to gums thing with Tim Scott. Very similar situation. I was in high school and I was privy to a conversation amongst a group of friends of mine at a lock-in retreat that we went to, right? And just long story short, one of the dudes, and he was a very talented athlete, very talented scholar, but he was a little short, a little stumpy, black guy. But he only dated white girls, right? And like the sisters were like, hey, tell us. And I'll give him an arbitrary name because he may be listening in tonight. I'll call him Tony. And if Tony's listening, he knows I'm talking about him right now. Yeah, that's my boy, still my boy. But Tony went off on the fact that you all don't want to date me. And, you know, none of y'all are interested in me. And like, that's why I'm dating white girls. It's not that I am rejecting black women. It's just none of y'all are interested in me because you're saying I'm only 5, whatever, and I'm too short. And y'all like height and all of this type of stuff. And at 17 years old, that really hit me because I was like, I'm thinking this dude is super secure because, again, he is a great athlete. He is a smart guy on the honor roll. And I'm like, this really bothers him. The height issue and the fact that sisters ain't checking for him. We weren't using that phrase then. But again, we never know what type of stuff is going deep down inside. But again, Tim Scott, I was disappointed. I kept hoping that he would do like Mitt Romney and say, you know what, there's nothing legitimate for me to really vote against Ketanji on. So let me go ahead and do this. But he didn't. Go ahead, Tom. Okay, I'm sorry.
So no. I was letting you finish because I felt all of that. And I have never called Tim Scott Gumby because I didn't know the boy when he was in school. But I will just say this. The idea that only black people picked on him because of those elephantine gums of his is fallacious. There is no way, I don't care what kind of mixed company, all children are cruel. It's not just black kids are cruel. All children are cruel. And everybody who saw him smile had something to say about that pink border wall at the upper top of his lip hole face. So I don't care. Your little friend Crispy and Stumpy, tell me that they turned into Proud Boys white supremacists and maybe I will follow along. I don't buy it. There are plenty of kids who learned the dozens and got clowned on. Their mama got clowned on, everything about them. And they did not turn into race-hating, self-hating, white supremacist adjacent. They just did not. They did not. And this opportunity for him, and wasn't he just reelected?
Yeah,
I thought he was just reelected.
Prospects for president. He's one of
First of all, that's silly foolishness. That's not going to happen.
Head.
Okay, sure. Okay, fine. You were just elected. Trump is going to be the standard bearer unless that man goes to jail. Trump is going to be the standard bearer in 2 years. Stop it. True. You are not going to replace Donald Trump. You're just not. So 5 years from now, nobody's going to remember that you voted for Ketanji Brown Jackson. And so you just made a catastrophically poor choice.
Yes.
And don't try to... We all got childhood trauma. Everybody on this screen got childhood trauma. Guess what I'm not doing? Stabbing that historic black woman in the face.
Yeah.
I don't care. And I'm Gumby, damn it. I don't care. That is the sort of excuse that we give. You don't get any passes, Tim Scott. You had every opportunity to do the right thing, and you sat there and you made that choice. And to Sharon's point, it would be one thing if there was a unified wall of rejection from the GOP. But you're the only, isn't he the only sitting? Oh, well, Raphael Warnock is a black senator. But isn't he the only other black senator?
Him, Corey.
Corey.
There's 3 of them. 3 black men.
Right. Right. So, nah, bruh. You don't get that one at all.
I
You
so
don't get it.
appreciate you, Tom.
And for Lindsey Graham, sis, if you don't sit your monkey ass down with your hijinks and foolishness, I just no. I cannot cotton that. And even Mitch McConnell, I get, because Mitch McConnell is a master manipulator. He really doesn't care anything at all about except wresting power of the Senate from the Democrats. So he's not going to co-sign anything that he thinks might hurt the chances of them retaking. But Scott is not on the board. He is a non-factor in that shift. And so this is...
Can I just pause for a second? One, because I want to make sure that Linnell knows when you said sis, you were talking about Lindsey Graham.
Oh, no, I was talking about Lindsey Graham.
But also, it kills me how you will throw sis out and shoot on him without even a stutter, a hesitation, a blink, nothing. I have to catch it. Like, did he just call him? He did. Again.
It is what it is.
It's masterful, Tom. It is masterful how you do that.
I mean, some people have been known to use, just generic terms, not in a derisive way. That was not my intent. I was very clearly, and not disparaging him for his orientation.
I just don't explain it. That's what you chose to call him.
It is what I chose to call him.
I'd like to get to a point that we stop over explaining.
That's true.
That's appeasement. And
yes, that's true too.
You said what you said.
I said what I said.
Right? And own it. You don't get it, watch another show, goddammit. Right?
Well, there you go.
Consider
pearls clutched.
Right?
Fainting couch.
And we'll black explain it to you. Okay? DM us. I have to celebrate what you just said, Tom, because as I was sitting here and listening, I get it. I didn't even talk about his characteristics. I'll talk about my own. My entire life until I got to my black high school, I was called white girl. If any of y'all could actually believe that. And Tom knows this firsthand because I was calling him white boy when we got in freshman year, right? Because I got black-tized in my high school, Miami Killian Senior High. And yes, I came from New York, but I didn't have a New York dialect, but it was quite northern. And when I moved to Miami, my southern roots from my first cousins on down, everybody in the neighborhood, where that white girl came from? What? She cannot be y'all right here. I mean, I got roasted, right? I should, according to Tim Scott, I should hate my skin,
every aspect,
everybody around me, and every black person has ever uttered the word white girl to me. I should be married to white men. I should be dating. I should have nobody. I should be looking at cis like, what is a cis? What is a cis? Right?
Did he say cyst?
Did he, right? So I mean traumatized when Tom broke down. We all got youth trauma, right?
I know that's right.
I was Gabby Sidibe big in college. Okay, I wasn't just some overweight chick, right? So, and my black people with all my trauma loved on me all the way to the mountaintop, right? Amen. But I had to stay. The rites of passage start well before we pledge.
Thank you.
HBCUs in Black America.
Thank you.
And for me, it started but yes, I did marry you, Mr. Hicks. Look at him. He wasn't throwing. Look at him trying to get some kudos. And you
bring it down.
Detroit blackity black. Go
First
ahead.
of all, my grandmother threw me under the bus with the act white stuff. So yes, because I came down to Beaumont, Texas, because I was born in Beaumont, Texas, but we moved away. We were on Air Force bases, and then we were in these white suburban enclaves. And so I came down, and I must have said something left out of my mouth, and my grandmama got me all the way together. and so I just don't buy it. You are a sellout. You're a classic sellout. Yes, your gums have nothing to do with it. Although those circus peanuts that you have sitting on top of your teeth certainly didn't help. And I am going to continue. I said circus peanuts, those pink nougat strips, those eyebrows on top of your teeth. That is an issue that you are going to have to bear, Tim Scott.
Amen.
The unbearable lightness of your gums, which are heavy. Do you hear me? You made a bad choice, Tim Scott. You made a horrible choice. And I don't care if you get dragged for filth for the way you look with them Jabba the Hutt ass unsunburned gums you got sitting on top of your teeth. I don't care. You are going to get all of this. You're getting it all because you deserve every syllable, bro.
Jesus. Yeah, man. Yeah. I hear you.
If y'all weren't aware, Tom Cunningham was a stand-up comedian and thespian in college, and he emceed everything. And if he wasn't chosen to be the MC, he would get up on your stage and be like, "Bitch, have you lost your motherfucking mind? Why the hell am I not MCing? No matter who the hell is up there."
Yeah,
around of the 6'5" white boy.
No,
I wasn't ready.
On our campus 24/7.
I wasn't ready. I did not.
Oh,
I did not.
That was a junior year read of Tom Cunningham, Florida A&M University, 1999.
The after dark shit today. This is
that was straight up 1988, 1999. Tom Cunningham, Thomas Lee Cunningham the fourth special.
Ooh, man, look,
y'all wide open. Y'all are wide open today.
Yeah, nah.
And ain't none of us got a glass in our hand. How about that?
Nope.
No, I can't even drink. I've been banned since last Monday. No alcohol and no edibles. So
oh my God.
I mean, I will tell you, I just ate this entire chocolate bar over the last few hours.
Is it 67% cacao?
You fucking around,
Yeah, that cacao is.
Cacao be in there. That's the closest I can get to a narcotic is dark chocolate.
Yeah, dark chocolate.
So that's what I did today. That and
Anthony,
juice.
that's about the best thing you could ever say. Yes, I suggest nobody ever get on the wrong side of this panel. I would pray for you.
You will catch it. You will catch it. I was feeling real good too because last night I'm gonna give a shout out to Clarity, which is the spring 2022 line of the Beta Omega chapter of Kappa Alpha Psi. We had 10 outstanding young men with great GPAs. One of them had a 4.0 GPA, and all of them were well north of 3.0. We had 3.67s, 3.72s, blah, blah, blah. And they showed out. They had a packed crowd. Shout out to Clarity. And so I was riding high. I was feeling good. And then them gums smacked up across my timeline. And when I read what it was about, because somebody tagged me on it and put it on my homepage of Facebook. And it was just like, I can't. What else do we have though?
We got to talk about that bullshit that happened up at Howard.
Yes, we do have that.
I can't wait to hear it, since we're all Greek. Like, let's jump into this. What do y'all think happened? Was it white?
First, put up the quote, Joy, if you have it, from what's his name, Tim Pye or something like that.
Yes, I do have that. So, for those of you who have been following this story, I think his name is Scott Pyle.
Oh, this dude. Oh, come on now.
Scott Pyle came out his mouth and said, Skull and Bones has lost their power. It's now the sorority known as Delta Sigma Theta, who is taking control of our country at all levels of government. Even the Loudoun County, which is in Virginia, even the Loudoun County Board of Supervisors chairman is a Delta. Now, what I have told people before and what I need him to understand, the average college-educated Black woman in America is about 90% smoke, 10% flesh. You don't want this
that
smoke, son.
You do
ain't
not.
Never ready. Y'all ain't never ready.
Vivian, you heard what she just said. You don't want this smoke, hun.
Okay.
She'll get it. That's a family joke.
I'm telling you. And he made a mountain out of dust, like it wasn't even a molehill.
Thank you.
And check out Roland Martin's piece. Like Roland Martin came for him and was like, "You done fucked up. You don't even know. My wife a Delta. That's it for you." But it was clear that he only had a problem with it because Black women decided to take a picture in front of the White House, and they all had some sort of affiliation. And what everybody else is saying is, You just not figured that out, motherfucker? I mean, you can roll that all the way back to Barbara Jordan and Mary McLeod Bethune. We've been up in this bitch.
But wait,
since FDR.
Can we pause for a moment to say, you talk about all levels of government, it's literally an AKA as the vice president of the goddamn country.
Well,
like,
he also
isn't that
he messed up and Roland asked us, like, you do know that Kamala Harris is vice president. He goes, yes, she's a Delta too. And he Roland was like, oh yeah.
Roland Martin almost got listening like, what? So, I'm gonna get it.
Yeah,
Bears.
no,
we
the
appreciate
sonic
them.
laser that was coming to Scott Pio's direction from them ski weeds. I know, you don't want that heat. And how about, he says, even the Loudoun County something. How many counties is it? How many counties are there in this country? You talk about at all levels. You point to a single head of a single county and a picture of some deltas in front of the daggone White House, and you talk about the deltas. Now, I'm never let it be said that I dispute the power of Delta Sigma Theta at all. Never. But to say that they control all levels of government when Donald Trump still got QAnon puppets dancing around in dark crevices, somebody called them snow roaches on the read. Somebody and I about near drove my car into the curb when she said snow roaches. I about to died.
I'm gonna have to use that.
Oh
She
my
said
God.
the snow roaches got a death
getting
grip on
added.
racism. And I said, not the snowches. You know, I'm a good portmanteau.
Yeah,
So
man.
snowches is my new, that's my new
That's
word.
the new 6F, Tom. That's
Yeah,
the new 6F.
snowches, the snowches.
I'm a ride with you on
Ooh,
that
Jesus.
one. But let's be clear. Tom Cunningham, you can relate
Yes,
to
ma'am.
this. That's like Curtis Johnson in 1990 putting up a tweet like that, right? And, that's such campus BS for whoever this man is to, first of all, dog whistle, right?
Mm-hmm.
Especially as somebody who rides around town with her big old Delta Sigma Theta on the front of her car. I was a little uneasy, right?
A little?
Because okay, I can't show my vulnerability that much on screen, right? And I was like, that's a dog whistle. Every white man that walked by my car and looked down at my tag, I had to all right, I'm packing, So it was so inappropriate, one, to use the photo that all of us got while the ceremony was going on. Right? It was like he just tipped his toe in Black World and weaponized it. Right? And then to go, Roland rolled him to filth, even with some of his misfacts. But it was one of those, there was just, I was like, please, why can't we invite him on the show so it can be done just a little bit better? But the fact that this man has a hard-on our sisterhood in a way that was so unintelligent, but so dangerous all at the same time, right? To now have not only, considering I know 3/4 of the people in that picture personally, right?
Well, there you
and
go.
then to further have him lift the profile. He made the argument that, well, Delta is a corporation shouldn't have that much control of the White House, and we're all watching. Yes,
so the Koch brothers don't exist? What the fuck are you talking about?
Churches are corporations too, right? Yeah. And he went on to talk about we're a nonprofit. I'm like, no, we're a C6, but that's, like I said, I was going to get real technical. How about chambers of commerce are all up in government? How about, all of these entities, and he was dog whistling over dog whistling over dog whistling, as if everybody was there representing Delta Sigma Theta. How about Harvard alums come to the grass? Let's see at a White House event. Let's see how many people are on that grass.
Georgetown.
How many folks in the Supreme Court graduated from the Harvard or Yale? And then you tell me who's running this country.
And how about this though? I know when he called y'all the Delta Sigmas.
I almost bit my tongue.
Can I say that? Can I say that? Can I say the Delta Sigmas? No.
And Roland was like, yeah, see, because there could actually be another organization called Delta
There is
Sigma.
another organization called Delta Sigma. It's a white
so,
organization.
well, can I call them the Deltas? Yeah, sure.
And I mean,
okay.
I
What's your
don't
Sigma
wanna,
Chi ass?
I don't even want to come sideways with Roland. He did a good job to get him on his show.
Yeah, he did.
Right?
He
and
did.
I was like, I just wish I was the writer in the back room.
I didn't. You know what I didn't need to see? I didn't need to see Roland walking around his studio in his shorts and them ankles.
He did have on Uncle's barbecue set. Like,
oh, bruh.
I'm in my house,
bruh, with the 8x8 letters, the baseball jersey, and that big ass head on them spindly ankles.
Now, Roland, if you ever see this, Roland, you know this is all done
all
out of love.
It's all done
out of love, and he can handle it. He understands.
He can handle it. He knows what's up.
Like, you look like you was ready to set somebody in Boston at the cookout. Like that was
for real. No, absolutely. I think I saw a pack of cards sitting in that back pocket when he walked around the podium to gather Scott Pio.
He definitely had some Black and Miles in his pocket.
Oh yeah. Oh no, for sure. And some homemade barbecue sauce in a packet.
Mm-hmm. Talking about watch out there now.
Yeah, watch out now. Watch out now. Really, don't call them the Delta Sigmas now. Watch out.
I mean, he interrupted that man to death. It was priceless. Y'all need to go out there and watch Roland Martin's
watch
strip down of Scott Pio. That was just this past week. Talking about this issue and what he was attempting to do.
Yeah, we can't air it. We can't air it on broadcast because
because they're gonna cut us off if we do. But y'all got to go find that.
Yes.
One other what did you call him? The donkey of the week.
Oh yeah, sure. Well, that. Oh,
ooh, Jesus.
Ooh. Yeah,
set it up.
No.
So. Here where I live, in the state of Georgia, this severely concussed former athlete is successfully attempting to run for the Georgia State Senate.
Oh, Father.
He can't even string literally 3 letters together because he was like, everybody keep trying to do this CTR, like aura. I am normally, I don't say that I'm embarrassed by the antics of another Black person, but I'm embarrassed on his behalf. Like, he ain't got nothing to do with me, but I just look at him like, don't nobody tell you what you look and sound like? Like, ain't nobody helping you? And then, like, I was talking to some friends of mine and they're like, you know what? He is exactly what the GOP needs in order to maintain their systems of white supremacy and simultaneously say, see, I'm not racist because I'm voting for a Black man. And he is playing into that. He knows he has no real, like, political prowess, but he can lean on the fact that we've already elected a reality star to the highest office in the land. We've elected actors and wrestlers across the country to high positions of power. Why not a football player? You know, so he's going to shoot his shot. I hope he airballs for real because he
has mixed natures.
I'm going to propose, you can respond in the chat. You can do a thumbs up if it's Tim Scott's guns, or you can do a smiley emoji if it's Herschel's pointy head. Which is the physical representation of inadequacy, selloutitude, and abandonment of heritage that strikes you the most from these two political clowns? One, a would-be senator. Yeah, severely concussed. One, a would-be senator, and one, a sitting senator. Because Herschel got a big neck, and his shit looks like the Matterhorn. It goes from thick neck to a point. And
we can't see emojis.
You can't see it because of the hairline here. He tried to cut his hair.
Yeah, he tried to
cover it.
That's a thick. We can't do them. Okay, so give it. It'll be a tie. Both are ridiculous. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh yeah, that one showed up. Maybe it was just Alvin's.
There you go. Both of them. He got both of them. So it is literally a stand.
I want to see his FCAT scores. Yeah.
Oh please. You mean Fat Cat scores?
Right. How you got an FCAT
I want to
score
see
of
his
6?
third grade FSA score. That's
Thank
probably
you.
the last
But
test.
this, you know, out of the candidates that are running, you know which one decided not to appear in the debate, though, right?
Herschel.
Oh, that's all we want is a debate.
Oh, but you
That's
ain't
all
gonna
we
get one.
want.
And the RNC, by the way, has backed out of the Commission on Presidential Debates for the White House too. They're gonna
Roger
take their
can't
ball, and
let him
Ronna
get away
McDaniel
without a
is
debate.
gonna try to pretend like there's some integrity in backing away from one of the last bipartisan efforts of the electoral process and pretend like it's because it's biased. If it's biased, facts are biased. Trump won the presidency by participating in those debates in 2016.
This is true.
So let's be clear.
I need y'all to be clear. No, I'm going to preempt that statement. You have to be a 6F'er to get away with that, right? And you got to be a man, right? Because let's not forget Sarah Palin, right?
Yeah, she's pretty
Let's not forget
True.
Sarah Palin, right? This is a white man. Only white men get away with that strategy, right?
Right.
Let you know, we can go as far as we want until we actually think we're equal, right? And so white women can't do it. A white man had to sneak a black woman up in the vice presidency. White crazy ass man. And because the craziest one appeared on the scene in 2016, some of us have mild amnesia to 2000 to 2008, a gentleman named W. And because my son just had to take a test on George W. Bush in his third grade reading challenge as a second grader, I had to remind myself just how much madness W was. As I was reading about his Yale credentials, right? And all the stuff that he owned, all of this memory came back to say, oh, this is a rerun worse, right? Because as America will tell you, the first black president was elected because W was his predecessor.
Exactly.
Right?
Let's be absolutely clear about that.
Confuse ourselves into believing that Herschel Walker can pull a Donald Trump.
No, he cannot. He cannot. And then again, it goes back to nobody has, unfortunately, it is standing up to be true. Nobody has that je ne sais quoi, that magic that Trump has. We don't see it. We don't like it. We look at it as straight up evil voodoo.
Yeah, but
they
do like
eat
his
it
ass.
up. And not even the closest is DeSantis, and even he doesn't have it, not guaranteed. And Herschel, they'll prop him up there, and they should have learned from the way the election went when Warnock and Ossoff got in Georgia 2 years ago. They should have learned then that Georgia may be country South, peanut farming, blah, 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 but they're not with the shits. And so don't try it. And to try to put him up, there's a lot of people that while he is running around will say, oh yeah, the same way they did Colin Powell. Oh yeah, totally gonna vote. No, I ain't voting for that. And
if he can't stand up on a stage and present as moderately coherent,
right,
he's not going to get it. There's too many people that can easily vote against Warnock for someone who is not Herschel Walker. If Herschel can't get the stones to come and play with the big boys at the big boy playground, he's not going to waltz in there on the strength of his star power. Because there are too many people who are not going to let a stupid black man represent them. Marjorie Taylor Greene, sure, that's 2 years. She finna be popped out anyway. Madison Cawthorn, fine. He looked good in the wheelchair until he opened up his damn mouth. You're not getting a dumb black man to represent Georgia.
Everyone, just to be clear, when we call him dumb, we mean that shit.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not being I just have chosen not to pull out the thesaurus on his lack of intellectual acumen because it would be useless. At least Tim Scott understands the metaphors I'm using for his gums. True. He is sitting there like, Almond, diamond, deeben, doben.
Severely concussed.
Severely concussed. And that's not talking about swear words. Just in case you're listening, Herschel.
Yeah,
It's not swear words from a formerly incarcerated person. Concussed.
He kind of reminds me of the champ from Harlem Nights, but
Yeah.
he really reminds me of C.J. Memphis from A Soldier Story. And,
Wow!
And
look at the monkey.
Yeah, exactly, man. Every time I listen and see him, and Tom, I think you're 100% correct. He's got to talk.
He's got to.
We're not going to be able to hide him forever. And
nope.
So this is going to be interesting. It really is. It is. And Brother Warnock is going to have to I know it's going to be like, if you've ever, for everybody who's played basketball, if you ever had a fast break, the one thing you don't want to do is blow the layup or you don't want to blow the dunk. And so Brother Warnock is going to be wide open and ready to score when he finally gets Herschel to the stage. If Herschel shows up, it's going to be ugly. Yeah, it's going to be unfair. It really
he ain't going to show up.
Yeah, it's going to be ugly. Mm-hmm.
Nah.
What else y'all got, fam?
Oh my God!
What else we got in here?
It was a pretty slow week.
This was a really slow week.
Well,
and like I said,
we danced off the vandalism of the plots. We asked the
we
question,
sure did.
And then we moved right on to P.O.
Okay. And so there was a question of whether his tweets about Delta Sigma Theta had potentially incited someone to go on to Howard's campus and do that. And, so then hypothetically, we have no evidence of this whatsoever, but hypothetically, it could have been some disgruntled, 6Fers that came and X'd out the Delta's tree and then just went ham on everything else.
Right.
However, everybody on here is D9. Mm-hmm. Y'all know how them disgruntled rejects be. Y'all know how folks who didn't make line can be. Or just some GDIs who was like, we got high and decided we were gonna do this.
Right.
Yeah. That's why my opinion is still out in the reserves.
Right.
Because they never released the minors who kicked off the bomb threats.
Right. True.
And we don't know their race. We don't know. We just know they're minors. Right.
Right.
And everything that Joy just said can be true.
Right.
Right. And you can't put on a ski mask and not show your color. But I've been on Howard's campus 100 times, and it takes effort to go up in there. Right. Mm-hmm. And it takes effort not to be seen. Right. It's literally impossible.
Right.
Where the D9 circles are to not be visible if you're not of color.
Okay.
So unless, you could be a midnight runner because, the campus gets dark, and you could have on a ski mask and a hoodie, as we see others like to wear now,
right?
To masquerade yourself. But, at this point, if Howard doesn't have adequate cameras on top of their dorms, and that's a problem.
But see,
I
the
suggest
thing,
somebody gets some.
I'm gonna pull up the graphic again, because to me the thing that was notable is how amateurish and quick it was.
Mm-hmm.
So that
with
ivy,
black spray paint,
right? That ivy is not a big thing. And that little the Zeta, is that a Zeta Phi Beta plot or a Sigma plot? I can't tell.
Yeah.
Under the black, but they literally did 2 stripes over the Delta Sigma Theta tree, and they did 2 stripes over the Kappa tree and that Kappa thing, and then they sprayed a bit longer over the ivy, and then just over the. That was somebody doing something quick. That was not like some well thought out thing where they took a hatchet and actually hatcheted away the paint.
That was a hit and run.
That was a hit and run. And so to me, it points more to perhaps somebody on Howard's campus. I mean, it could be somebody off Howard's campus. It definitely could be. But either way, it says no real planning. I'm going to run on here and I'm going to shh. Okay, hurry up, go to that. Shh, 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 shh. And that's it. But don't be caught on no video now.
Right.
Don't be caught on
Because
that video
just because there's no video camera right there, it doesn't mean they didn't catch you coming in or going.
Listen, they just crossed 23 brothers at the Z chapter, which is Howard University. Mm-hmm. So you picking the wrong one, and we're all decades in at this point. Sharon is the longest standing member of our respective organizations by a year, and so I'm in second position. I think Chuck is maybe third, and then Joy, she's the neophyte. So maybe it's a lot for people who are not in the Greek letter organizations. It may be a lot to process as to why somebody would do this, but literally yesterday there was a dude who got busted out in his 50s for perping. And in social media, this is how social media works today. You used to be able to perp. You used to be able to walk around in the 80s and say some stuff and not get caught. Jesus. Social media got you on blast. And literally this man's wife posted on social media talk about my nasty noop. And within seconds, another woman got her together and said, except he's not though.
Oh, wow.
And it was like, wow.
What I tell you about them college black women, 90% smoke.
Listen, but he's not though, and added her in the response to make sure that she got the notification. I mean, and this brother, when I say brother, this person was trying to block brothers who was asking him questions and all that. It never, in your 50s. Yes, Carla. That's the worst kind. It's dudes been perping for decades and got away with it because they started perping before social media. And by the time you in it, and you throw up a yo and now you want to share it and talk about, till the day I die.
And you just inactive because you can't pay no dues because you ain't got no news yourself.
Yeah, wish it on yourself.
Sharon makes a good point. I was thinking about this myself. Like, how well known are these locations? Like, wouldn't it take a pretty intimate knowledge of the campus to know where those are and vandalize them in a short amount of time? Yeah. So the idea of someone, especially someone who is not of the culture, running up on there and being able to run straight to it, hit and run, you either they case that for a while, in which case, if you case it for a while, do better than just black spray paint.
Yeah.
But if you just ran up and did something and ran out, I don't even know what that is on Howard's campus. I would have to go look for it.
Right? And on FAM's campus, they aren't like all clustered like that. There's like generally around the quad, you can find most of them, but then we put that pillar, the pylon in the center with the eternal flame and all that. And so like you can see where the Noop Stoop is, and then like across the thing, there's like a Sigma thing, but that's yards. You'd have to sprint. It's not like a step, and you're out. You got to hustle to get to the next one, and then you got to hustle to get to the next one. And you could, I guess, go on that wall that goes down toward. You could go down that wall. I guess. By Lee Hall, and you could do quick damage, but. Lord help you if anybody caught your ass spraying that wall.
And I suggest you don't do it because the camera from my building stares at that wall.
Yeah, don't even think about it.
Don't do it.
DeSantis supporters, don't get cute.
Don't think about it.
Don't get cute because you'd have to drive away and that license plate will be on there, bro.
It will be.
And we've gotten some comments recently about a couple of different shootings, but just to wrap this up. So again, in my state, our governor, Kemp, has passed a law that says you can just open carry in the state of Georgia just because you ain't got to prove shit. You don't even need a permit anymore. And if you have an open carry, a license to conceal carry from another state, it is valid here. And I'm like, oh, good, because I do have a concealed carry, like from the great state of Texas. And I will say, I went to my classes. I can shoot like my daddy taught me. You don't want none of this. That's smoke plus. Now I got smoke.
That ain't our saying smoke. That's real smoke.
That's real smoke. I got smoke and fireworks now. And so, yeah, step to me if you want to. I got all the laws on my side. In addition to,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
I got all the laws on my side now. In addition to, I know a couple of fancy lawyers out of Tallahassee that'll come up here. You think I'm bad? You don't want no parts of Chuck House. I'm tell you that right now.
And I fight physically too.
Right. Wow. And he slap people too.
Yeah.
Lord Jesus. Black people, however, okay. Nice. All I got to say is Tulsa, Oklahoma, and Rosewood, right? Watch it back.
Amen.
Watch it.
They want their country back. Okay. Who said this to me? Was it you, Tom? Or did we have it on the last show that I was in some chat room? What's the crazy man that used to work for Trump that had the newspaper? Steve Bannon.
Yeah, Bannon.
Yeah. Oh, Bannon.
Steve Bannon said, I got one advice to y'all I think it was either the CPAC conference or somewhere, and that's basically whatever they call themselves, which is code word for white people. Y'all need to go make some babies. Did y'all not hear that?
Yeah.
He literally said, I got one piece of advice for you, one mandate. Go make some babies. If that ain't coding, right? He like, we losing our country because we too busy having abortions.
I mean,
but y'all, that's why that's their pro-life agenda.
I'm just saying, it's a whole new spin on
all the way there.
It's a whole new spin on the idea love conquers all.
Listen, y'all, we did not have this in the lineup, but I couldn't let this go. This was a thing that scarred me. This clown praising Hitler's homelessness as a way of
disgusting
putting his support behind this homeless encampment bill that they were. Is it Tennessee?
Yeah, it was
a Tennessee state senator.
It was in Tennessee.
This snooch said 19 and 10. First of all, bro, just because you were making a reference to the early 20th century, when you say 19 and 10, you might as well pull out the gramophone, bro. People don't talk like that. It's just 1910. Like I have ancestors that are in who have passed on who didn't even say 19 and 10. I had a grandmother who said soda water instead of Coca-Cola, and she never said 19 and 10. And 10. And you're going to talk about how Hitler decided to be homeless himself so he could work on his oratory, and he made himself into the history books.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. And it's getting worse. Like, I don't know whether these are talking points that are being circulated, amongst the RNC or on the state levels. I don't know, but I need white folks to stop that. I mean, you really look and sound dumb when you try to make those analogies to the Holocaust or to slavery. Just try to figure out something, but that's just
not
dumb.
that.
You look and sound really dumb.
If you want to be educated and you want to make like valid connections between the Holocaust and slavery, read the book Caste. That will break down for you the connections and the parallels between the caste system that was set up in Nazi Germany to subjugate and eradicate the Jewish population, the model of American slavery in the United States, which they used as their basis for how they were going to treat the Jews. Matter of fact, they were like, whoa, America's going a little hard. We ain't gonna go that hard. Like, that's where it was. And you can also tie it to the caste system in India as well. Wherever that exists, you end up with this problem. So if you want to talk about the parallels, talk about that, because that's real. But trying to paint even Hitler's own country, don't fuck with him no more. Like, I don't know why y'all keep bringing him up as some sort of person to be admired for any reason. Let that dude die. Let him stay buried. It is not a good look at all for any reason.
At all.
Absolutely. And that's one of the things I give Germany credit for, is that you don't go over there and see a Hitler Street or a Himmler High School or a Goebbels Recreation Center. You're not going to see it. They have erased as much as they can those SOBs. And yet here in America, hell, Many of us are still dealing with Robert E. Lehigh, Jefferson Davis Jr. Is such a plantation. It's again.
But you have more people in the United States wishing they could have a Goebbels elementary than you have in Germany.
Absolutely.
It's a whole bunch of these snooches running around here trying to put trying to elevate and celebrate in the hinterlands, northwest corners of Idaho and Montana and Wyoming and these little places where people trying to run stuff and pretend like, you know, we got to take the country back or whatever. Back to what?
Right. And you never
Y'all telling on yourselves.
They never had it.
Those
trash people. Well, let me
never had it without the assistance of people who you denigrate nonstop. And just in case you had forgotten, Tim, them gums would not have provided sufficient shade to keep you out of being sunburnt when your ancestors were going to be in them South Carolina fields. Let's be clear.
That's
a callback. That's a comedian's thing. You got to do a callback 30-40 minutes after the fact.
You hot mess is what you are.
Relentless is what I am.
But you know, I'm trying to pull up something that Sharon asked for.
I pasted in the comments. You could pull it up there faster for yourself in the group chat. I mean, in the show chat.
But it pasted as a title. So just give me a second. I got it here. This is the article that she was referencing. Hang on.
Oh.
You got it, babe. You got it.
I'm so close.
You see his code word, Judeo-Christian.
Oh, snap.
He literally said, demanded people.
Judeo-Christian babies to save civilization. So there's a lot. Okay, so I'm putting my DE&I hat on. So first of all, there's an assumption that Judeo-Christian beliefs, morals, values, whatever, are the most civilized. Then there is the idea that Judeo-Christians are white.
Well.
And so all of this is wrong to the motherfucker. And so is he. And that was an unhinged rant. You know what? We could have a bunch of Judeo-Christian babies. Let's roll up to Ethiopia and get it popping.
A whole bunch of
cracking. But pull up that picture again for me, Joy. While we're talking about cracking, I don't know who hit him upside the head with a baseball bat, but thank you.
Oh no, that is the first of Satan's legions. You know?
Okay. So that's the 666.
If you look close, like if you look real close, you can see the sixes in a circle. It's all there. It's all there.
Yeah, Bannon. I don't advocate violence except against gums, but
why are we like this? Right?
Because.
And you know what? I'm at the rock with the Nillis. These no leg washing, no wash rag using.
Yeah.
No washing their chicken, letting their cat get in the mixing bowl.
Wait. Did we talk about Paula Patton and that uncooked chicken?
No. I pasted it like 2 weeks ago.
Jesus Lord. Let me tell you something, Paula Patton. Because Robin Thicke put you through a lot. Robin Thicke put you through an awful lot, but you put that chicken through more. I don't know what you thought. First of all, organic avocado oil. Let me tell you something. My mom, I used to love my mom's fried chicken, and she didn't do it a lot. But she had 3 ingredients: flour, salt, and pepper. And she said that's all you need for good fried chicken. She didn't even use Lowry's. Salt, pepper, and flour. And she used peanut oil because peanut oil has a higher flash point. Avocado, organic avocado foolishness and all them. And she's sitting there cooking them wings for 3-4 minutes. Listen, Salmonella Susie, you can't be feeding that shit to them kids at your baby's school. Talk about that's your mama's recipe, throwing all that good Lowry's in that oil. What you think is gonna happen? That salt does not bind to the chicken.
Oh my God.
It just turns into crust at the bottom of that damn pan. And you had 138. How many gallons of avocado oil did you waste doing that to that damn oil?
It was
And
tough.
then you had 6 or 7 bags of flour because all you were doing was tossing them wings and setting them in there. Thank God you used new flour, because you'd have been sending them kids straight to the ER.
Yeah, man.
You can't have. Look at it's all pink and delicious. What?
Pink and delicious. Those two words don't go together.
Go
Well,
together. Not unless it's a cake for Valentine's Day, maybe.
Okay, so 2 places where that might go together. But yeah, you ain't gonna. There you go. There you go.
Oh no, I got it. You just didn't see my reaction. As soon as that syllable came out your mouth, I got it. I just.
Oh shit. Okay.
My point
Father
is,
God.
don't never eat no chicken at Paula House. I'm just saying.
No, no. You could bring you some Popeyes.
You should.
You should, but you.
I would look. I would even say bring some churches. Just
isn't any churches anymore? The churches on my street closed. They didn't Popeyes eyes.
Yeah.
They took over. The COVID took churches right out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying, if you're gonna make a cooking video, talk to somebody before you do that. Like
she did. She talked to her mama.
Yeah,
She really thought that
I
shit.
feel like her mama somewhere like, now you know good and hell well that ain't what I told you. Like I feel like her mama.
No, her mama
No.
said, good and hell well, this wasn't good.
Right. There's not how. You know what it may have been is that maybe one time her mom was in a rush and like
one
threw
time
that chicken in there and it was like, oh shit, and like try to come back and season it at the last minute. And she's like, oh, that's how you do it. And she just took that. I'm always trying to give somebody the benefit of the doubt. Like
I know, but I got one of those rare opportunities of some inside information. So one of my best friends and Morehouse roommates, Victor Owens, actually was roommates with her brother at Harvard Business School.
Oh, okay.
And so Victor took a screenshot of some of the comments of my post and sent it to his boy. And
Father God.
His boy was offended. You can't really tell offense necessarily through text messaging, but he was like, forget this. Mom's chicken is the bomb. These folks don't know what they're talking about. So no, I think
that's her sister.
Right. I think Paula really thought that she was really.
Oh no, she absolutely thought she was doing it. She absolutely thought she was doing it. Yeah. I'm gonna have to do a Thomas talking about how to really prepare some chicken though. Yeah, no, she did not have a paper bag. She had that trap all of the salmonella in it. Plastic. That's what she had. She had all them salmonellas was like, can you feel a brand new day?
Did she wash it? I don't think she washed it.
No, she did wash it.
That's my point. It started from where she pretended to wash it. But she no lemon, no.
Oh no, she put it in a sink. She did put it in a sink and then ran some water over it. She rinsed it, but she didn't put any acid on the skin to kill anything. Nah.
You know what? And I have discovered, at least through, it's interesting. Like if I think about I have some Indian friends in north of Atlanta. I got some Korean friends that live down here this way. And of course, all my Black friends, it's a different type of citrus. Some do lemon, some do lime, some do orange, but there's always a citrus wash of some sort on, like, especially chicken, but generally speaking, all meat is going to get washed of some, especially if you bought it in a store, wash that little slimy stuff off of it before you cook it. And this idea of just pick it up off that pink, maxi pad and put it in your skillet. I do not understand why people think that's okay.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. Yeah, I was struggling.
Wait.
Yeah, man.
She nailed it.
That maxi pad looks like a gum guard for Tim Scott.
Oh, Father God. Father God.
You can't take y'all.
Father God.
Can't take y'all.
Father God.
Take y'all. Stop it.
Shit.
Oh, man.
Oh, Father God.
I'm trying to tell you.
You gotta suck all that juice out,
hey,
Tim.
Man, I'm still sitting
Makes
here
it taste good.
about Paula really thinking she was doing the damn thing on air. I felt so sorry for her. I said, "Ooh, she's not gonna do well with this." I said, "They're about to drag her," and she got dragged. I mean, yeah, she needs to stick to.
I mean, she cut it open and it was pink, and she was like,
Yeah, she needs to bring the napkins.
Look at the freshness.
She needs to bring the napkins or the aluminum foil to the cookout.
Lurminum. The Lurminum furl.
Aluminum foil. It's it, man.
Yeah, don't be cooking. Don't be trying to cook. Don't be trying to cook at all.
You know, matter of fact, I'm looking for. I can't find it fast enough because I'm not seeing it up. But you know what? While her people gonna end up is in. Have y'all seen this? The image of this funeral home / hookah lounge.
Yes, yes, and he's a tailor, and he's a custom tailor,
and he do hair. I mean,
okay. So that's a mean joke, right? Or is this a real spot? You'll have a dead ass good time.
I honestly don't know.
I'm hoping that's a joke.
I don't know if it's real or not.
It was the tailor that put me into joke thinking.
Yeah.
Hookah and funeral home, I could almost buy just because, you had that dude whose mama put him up in the club after he passed. So I could almost go with hookah lounge, go kind of settle your nerves after you went to the repast or whatever. But it was the tailor that I was like, no, he didn't.
Right. I mean, if they had if somebody said this, Chan just said he looked and it's not a real business. So thanks all small favors for that. But all I needed to say was, and I do hair, and it would have just been perfect. Right. Not stylists, not coiffeurs, but yeah, I do hair.
I do hair.
And so, before we go, there were a couple of requests about the subway shooting. And
yeah, they caught him.
So what's the update on that? Because I got busy and I hadn't.
It's an old black man who doesn't look like he should have been able to get away with shooting that many people. He's an old angry black man who's been doing stuff like this for a while.
Wow.
Not to this scale, but yep, they caught him. Or well, I don't know if they caught him. If it's fair to say that he is in custody now.
Yeah, apparently he turned himself in.
Right. So I guess he was making a.
So they were criticizing the New York PD, like, well, y'all didn't find him because they were doing a victory lap. They're like, he turned himself in. It's a sad state of affairs.
Generally speaking, when it's a major thing like that, that's what ends up happening. Like, police work is extremely hard when you don't have any leads and any clues and everything. And so a lot of times, especially like with serial killers and everything, you just it's dumb luck, or they turn themselves in. So I'm glad he did.
Well, I'm glad he's no longer out and available to do that same thing. But it's a horrible, horrible circumstance, and he's the exception that proves the rule.
Yeah. Every now and again, that's one of us.
He left his credit card. Really?
Yeah.
Oh, is that what it was? Oh, snap.
Apparently.
Or did he want to get caught? Is this a situation where he wanted to get caught?
Also a possibility. Either consciously or subconsciously, So before we go, I want to share a video with you all.
Okay.
You know how I like to do. I find this very uplifting, and considering that I'm about to have basically a C-section where they cut me from breastbone to pubic bone. I'm about to be popped like a baked potato on Monday. My waist's gonna be snatched in the mug when I get up out of here, and I'm very excited about it. But I also was thinking about, the way I got into this and how I started the show. Like, I just thought I was fat. I just thought I was big. And sometimes when you are not what society tells you is the image of beauty, you do have all of these self-esteem issues, like this doubt and whatever. And so I just want to go out like this, like come Tuesday after my surgery, I want to rock like this chick right here. Wait, hang on. Because she is giving me life. And I think everyone should learn from her.
Immediately, yes. Immediately, yes. Because how was I ever insecure when I look like this? When I look like this, look at the material, baby. Yes, I will be doing too much. Yes, I will be extra. So get with the times, baby. You should do that too. Because listen, disrespectfully, I am acting up this month, this season, this summer.
Okay, Lupita's baby cousin.
That's gonna be me. Watch. I'm so excited. I cannot remember how to do this.
We're here for it.
I always forget what it is. I was like, where's all the people? But yeah, that's gonna be me. And I'm very excited about it. But what I like about her is the body positivity. Like, and I love that phrase, immediately yes. Like she had come out of her back with that outfit on. And she saw it. And she's like, immediately yes. Because look at the skin. Her skin is so smooth. You ain't gonna do no better. It's like just honey butter. And if you want to see more of her videos, because she does a lot of like positivity videos about her skin, her face, her look, just her whole attitude and everything. It's no ordinary noir. And what I like is that everything is spelled correctly. No ordinary noir on Instagram. That's where I got that from. And I love her to death. She made me feel good. In between crying and cussing this morning, I saw that I was like, immediately yes. Immediately yes. And if I find that outfit, I'm gonna wear it on the show. I promise you. I promise you. As soon as I get all this done, I'm just postage stamps and thongs all day with a robe on for business. That's how I'm gonna look. Right. Yeah, I'm here for all of it, including the yes, come get this work. It was gorgeous.
Yeah, the belly slap was everything.
It was everything. And so I just wanted to let y'all in with that high note of, you know what, Black women out there, you know, everything from Riri to Lizzo up in this piece. Celebrate your voluptuousness, celebrate your gorgeousness, and immediately yes, all the time. Why would you ever be insecure when you look like
this? That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, she did the damn thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I am so glad that my bad, janky, horrible, raggedy internet at the house resulted in me hopping in my car so that I could be a part of this show, because this turned into a really amazing show. It was perhaps the first completely liquor-free after dark, liquor and intoxicant-free after dark, but we still managed to do absolutely everything. Immediately, yes. And we got snooches.
Mm-hmm.
So. I'm here for the snooches.
I'm here for snooches too.
Mm-hmm.
And with that, I will say I'm Tom Cunningham.
I am Joy Stevens.
I am Sharon Letman Hicks.
And I'm Chuck Hobbs. Good night, y'all.
And this is Steel Sharpens Gums.
We love you, Joy.
Best of everything in your forthcoming surgery, and we will see you on the other side.